On behalf of FIPA, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Sri Mohan Venkatesan ji, grandson of founder of Sundaram Finance Limited, Sri T.S. Santhanam ji. Thank you, sir, for gracing the function. Thank you. I would now like to introduce a speaker for our next business session, Mr. Jayakar. An MCom by qualification, he has over 26 years of rich and qualitative experience in the accounting and financial services industry. He has served in various roles for over 20 years in the financial services industry and is presently the Senior Vice President, Ardent Capital Limited. With him, we'll have Mr. Sundar of Selvaganapati Finance Limited, Salem. Sir, we request you to start your session.
Thank you everybody for giving us this wonderful opportunity. I see here very much dignified, very enriched dignitaries with much more knowledge about the industry and veterans of the industry who are well qualified. I think this is the first meeting of this nature I am attending and giving my presentation. Thanks for giving me an opportunity and thanks for Acha sir especially. The subject given to me is of what you say, all the compliances like that thing, reporting, everything it should be covered within an hour. But I think it is a very small time and it cannot be done. Rather than, I think I will be sharing some of the points which I feel it is important, and with any clarifications anybody needs, it could be an interactive session which will be benefiting everybody. See, first thing, everyone thinks that, and in fact, to put it in the other way, are very much afraid and very much feared when speaking about compliance and other things. To put in a simplest way, we take a lot of care and gain knowledge to our business. Say, in NBFC and in the future, the compliance and business, it is going to be like two eyes. We cannot leave either of it, and we cannot do injustice to any of it. Like that we have to go. See, one thing we need not, out of my experience with the compliance agencies and regulatory authorities, the thing we should adapt is as like our customer or a friend. The only caution we have to take is we should not share unwanted details from them, as an earlier speaker said. We can be friendly with them, we can have good acquaintance so that our compliance work will be very much easier. Even if we go wrong somewhere, they will guide us to make rectifications and submit, and how it should be done. This is the way I go for I travel for the past 26 years with RBI even. And till today, the officers before 26 years are in touch with me. Like the rapport we develop. Then another thing, it is mainly basic, reporting we need not think in it a different way. See, there are accounting standards. If we maintain according to the standards and it explains us with all transparency, with all the heads, then our reporting part becomes more easier. Then another thing, the things should be very transparent and maybe like, and wherever it is asked, any queries is asked by the regulator or a compliance agency, we should be able to prove it. Say, in business, everyone may say it is not 100% possible to do that, but at least try to show it as it is provable. That's only we can do. That no one questions it. And as far as possible, we should act ethically based on our policies. One thing, when we go by the policies, by the guidelines, or by the fair practice code without deviating, then we need not worry about the Okay, sorry. We need not. See, regarding my earlier speakers were speaking about the investment and other things. One thing, to my experience, I realized that anything what we earn, 20 to 30% reserves should be there. And 15 to 20% can be dispersed as dividends or in whatever manner for the owners. If this is there, your company will on any account will not default, or there won't be any compliance issue. You will be sailing on a safe boat. The main thing is to function, your function should be in a systematic way. Now, every company is urged to go into the tech field. Methodology, everyone has to follow. Whether you like or not, you are forced to go into tech. Maybe you may go to a small company or a bigger company, depending upon your company size and budgets. But make it sure that all your processes are put in system, and it should be system driven, that is IT driven, because many places people doesn't comply or make a mistake only because the process is not systemized and IT compliant. See, a couple of days, for an example, I got a call from Delhi, a bigger company. The compliance officer called me and said, "Sir, our company's credit rating was downgraded in December, but we failed to report it to RBI. What is the consequence?" So it is a bigger fault, and RBI will surely take it seriously. The luckiest thing is they have reported to CIBIL, they have published in their website. So anyway, people should take it in the expertise opinion, and proper people should be kept on the positions like compliance officers, CFOs and other things. Now, another thing comes to our worry is, see, there are many small companies so far with 2 crores or 3 or 5 crores capital, which we were running to our wishes and fantasies or whatever our auditor advises, like that. Even we didn't have the company secretary obligation also. The auditor can prepare the balance sheets and give us our annual report, everything we were submitted. But I advise everybody, or as a suggestion, that all the companies, whether small or big, they take a secretarial service as they were doing before. Even though there is an exclusion, if they do it properly, they can go in a big way in the future. There won't be any negative aspects when credit rating agencies or an FI of an investor who is coming, that company will not face any problem, and they can smoothly attract a lot of opportunities. And another thing, when we reach the target of 10 crores, which is fixed by RBI in this new scaling system, as per Companies Act, we need to appoint a CFO. It is a must. And a full-time company secretary, which will be approximately, to find an average person in the industry may even cost at least 30 to 40 lakhs combined. And I don't know whether a fresher will be able to manage the RBI guidelines, ROC guidelines and other compliances agencies, all I doubt, very much doubt. So when we go for a bit experienced person, even our thing will be costing more in the finance. So business cannot stop with the 10 crores norm. We have to go at least scale up the operations to 50 crores or 40 crores minimum to have a break even. So people and friends here, please work on your things and plan accordingly. This is a major compliance issue we will be facing because of this 10 crore norm. See, other services we can connect with the tech people or available in the markets, and we can get the APIs, verify the KYCs or other things, and everything can be done. But for a CFO and company secretary, it is obligatory as per ROC norms. You have to appoint. There is no other go. We cannot escape. We cannot produce a fake certificate and all here, because no one will sign that. Then, when coming to my subject specifically, the reporting concept is not very complicated. The first step we have to follow is get all the details. Say, when you go to see Sersoya site, you will get an application. How to, that is, know your customer applications. It will be very tough for us to get all the details except some industry leaders. When we go to a customer, he will say, I will give only PAN card or that's enough. No. You know me so many years. Why you want all these things? But it will be an application, and many of you have seen, it is like a bank application for opening an account. You need all the details to be captured. Personal details, relatives, because now RBI and other people are much focusing on the relatives aspect. Who are connected and how they are connected, because a lot of scams are happening on that grounds only. So interconnectivity details we have to capture. So our application should be very simple, and at the same time it has to capture all these details. When you are getting taking a security, say example, in our case we take a vehicle. We have to have all the details of the vehicle, and more or less See how many people with the commercial vehicles, they follow this or I don't know. Yeah, some people follow a concept that after making an endorsement, they give a letter to the RTO addressing him that they are interested on that vehicle along with the permit, everything. Say, with the private financiers here, corporates, it is a different story. They give only on the valuation based on the hardware. But private financiers, they used to give more amounts above than the values. For them, this concept will be a helping hand, so that the permits will be held and the borrower cannot do anything with the permits. Then another big concern we have is in selecting the borrowers who will not make his dues cross 90 days. That is a bigger issue in compliance aspect today. Say for secured asset means it is okay, you can net the value and report. Your NPA provision will be less. But say for an example, to the same, your customer wants a 1 lakh rupee emergency need and he fails to pay it. You have to, which is unsecured, you have to provide full amount, 100% of that amount. So your net own funds automatically goes down. Your CRAR also affects. So this is the area we have, people were saying that leverage effect 6 times or like that. This is the area where we need to be careful and keep our, say, the leverage ratio below. Say it will be normal for a small company which have limited access to bank funds and other things to have it as 1/3 capital and 2/3 leverage or something. More than that, they will be landing into problem because they will not have free access to all the funds and other things, and their compliance aspects also will increase when their leverage rates increase. One second, please. Yes, one more thing. RBI now insists on a secretarial audit for the companies to be formed along with business continuity plans when you are above a certain level. Then IT audit also they are going to ask. See, these are all possible only when you have a systematic working and tracking system of your procedures without any lapse. The another thing, see, people who are operating from 86, they will be knowing that earlier the RBI supervision was with same department, that is Department of Supervision. And when 45S came in 86, the RBI divided the departments into 2, that is Department of Non-Banking Supervision and Department of Banking Supervision. But now, once again, they have reduced the numbers of the NBFCs and combined both the departments. The recent developments with these new asset-based classification, slab-based lower level, upper level, like that and all the other compliances are because they treat our NBFCs at par with the bank. Slowly, maybe within a couple of years, all the banking norms will become applicable to the NBFCs also. This is the scenario which is going in inner side of the Reserve Bank. Maybe our association is fighting and trying to reduce the complications and compliance levels. But how far we will be able to sustain that and fight that, I am doubting it. Because these people from banking industry cannot, they will not be understanding our arguments and things. See, why I said in 86 means, because at that time, the banking people only, supervisory people came to DNBS also. But after 1 year or so, they were able to understand the practical difficulties the NBFCs are facing and the smaller structure and everything, and they adapted to this and tried to help us. But now it will not be like that. They will be expecting the bank model. So this we have to keep in mind, try to scale up, and the compliance levels also we have to do it. Once we go very systematically, I think we will not be having any compliance issues, and mainly all the compliance agencies like RBI, whenever they come for inspection, and they only ask for the KYC, proper approval, proper procedures. This is the part they ask always. Sanctions. Who has the authority and who has sanctioned it. This is the main thing they have got. When we go into the IT part, I think these all will be eradicated and we will have a lesser compliance issues. And one more point, everybody now wants go to tech side because digital lending is picking up in one pace. And one advocate, leading personality, advised that try not to take a promissory note in digital mode, because it is safer to always have a physical one as we traditionally do it. All the other agreements can be digitally signed, but for promissory note, go for a physical one. And in RBI reporting, some companies are showing, say, interest on one side and on the debit side, and on the asset side, they show overall thing assets. But RBI asks everybody to net it and show it as a net asset figure without interest, because all our hire purchase records will have the combined installment figure, which will be often principal and interest part. So you need to net it and show on the balance sheets so that it will not be boosted. And your CRR or other things also will be adjusted and it will give a good look. Now, I think I have given my experience as a brief. Regarding presentation, if anybody wants what fields are to be filled, I will show you for see what is that? 1 second. See, this is the consumer. Oh, sorry. Okay. See, this is the sheet for presenting to consumer loans. See, which has mainly of all the consumer name, date of birth, gender. Sir, it is visible. Okay, fine. Thank you. See, date of birth, gender, and mainly the things are address and KYC norms, which is their PAN, Aadhaar. Now, Aadhaar is a must. Without that, we cannot proceed. All the other things are secondary, and one issue I want to bring it, for my example, I want to share with the meeting. See, suddenly, for the past 2 years, I am receiving a call from a leading finance company. It's a very bigger company. I don't want to name it. That you have to pay 8,000 and odd rupees for your loan balance. You have taken a vehicle loan. I was stunned because I don't have such loans from any connection with that company even. I asked them, how you got my number? It is in our records. I asked them which year you got the loan was given. Then they said some years. I told them, before 5 years, I am owning this number in my name. How could be it in another name? And this, what the name you tell is not to this number. The company doesn't agree, and still today I am getting getting messages and voice calls from that company. What the KYC they follow, I don't know. Even I have taken the matter up to the ombudsman. See, this example I said because capturing of this KYC is very important, and their phone numbers, their Aadhaar, everything need to be captured properly and verified properly. See, whatever records you take physically, see, if it is e-verified, it is okay. The authority is making, and through the API you get everything verified. Otherwise, if you are physical records means small finances, they will be having still now physical records. Many finances, they follow that. Physical records means the authorized persons should sign it verified after seeing the originals. This is one of the important parts of the compliance. Otherwise, your legal validity also is questioned, can be questioned. So regarding loan status, I think many of us have the due system, and some have the plain loan system. If due system is from the due date, there is 30 days slab, then 60 days slab, then 90 days slab. After in the 91st day, it becomes an NPA. You have to classify. That is, in the 4th month, you have to classify it as an NPA when you report. That is 120th day you will be reporting, 4th month. In that quarter only, you need to report it as an NPA. Until 3 quarters, you need not, 90 days report, you need not mention it as an NPA. Bucket 1, bucket 2 and bucket 3. That's enough. So, and provisions can be made accordingly. Regarding the loans, say, as I earlier said, some might give an open loan, additional loan support, that you will be maybe giving on some monthly interest for a period of 2 months or 3 months per term. Emergency loans. Say, for that, normally people I have seen some people taking it as it is due on month end. See, normally 1st to 30th, example for a month is interest calculation period. And people say it is due on 30th. And even RBI had raised this doubt to me. But see, when you pay interest or calculate interest, it is for a period, interest is 30 days, you pay it on the next day. So as it becomes then due on only the 1st of next month, not on 30th of a month. The interest period only is 1st to 30th. So everyone make it clear, because if you, this question may arise for your loan type lending, where you take interest every month. Even it is securitized, this type of question will be arising. So you have to make it, the due is next month, so that you will have 3 months after that. Otherwise, the first month itself, when you are reporting, you have to report it as a first bucket. In the first bucket, it is an NPA. Sorry, it is under red flag. So this caution, everybody please take into. Sir, one more thing. See, this credit information companies, still now, all the companies have different formats. Different formats in the sense, more or less the data will be the same. Might be one data different from each to other, one to other, and positioned in a different place. As far as this is, as far as to the consumer loan template only format, but for commercial format, business loan format, everything, all the companies, 4 companies which RBI has asked to register, it comes only in the same format as CIBIL. They follow the CIBIL format. I request the association and the members, team members, to kindly take it forward to rectify such defects and make it one reporting format, or at least one reporting firm. See, let them share with other, among themselves. The credit information companies, let them share among themselves all the details and charge the client something, some amount extra. We will be able to pay. But compliance, submitting report in different formats, it will be a very hard thing. For sir, I think for commercial it will be okay, but other things, to my knowledge, it was not accepted. I see. No, for still last quarter, it was not accepted for me. Fine. I will ask them. So fine. Any questions, any clarifications, you can ask me. To my small knowledge, I will try to clarify. And one more thing, this FinGate 2 portal was newly organized, and all the companies would have got a mail to re-register your things. That you can click the mail link there in the mail, and you need to use the forget password option. Then it will ask for the new entry of the new password, everything, and you can enter it and go and load all the details which you have already given. And this seems to be somewhat easier. This FinGate 2 portal is somewhat easier to, they have rectified a lot of errors in the previous thing.
Hello, check. Respects, good afternoon. A few weeks back, Dani Loans, India Bulls company from Delhi, was in the news. So they have given loans to people who have not applied for the loans. So how can companies mitigate this in the future, and how can consumers themselves make sure that they don't, a lot of people were checking the CIBIL and they found out they have not applied for a loan from Dani Loans.
See, this is something internal to that company, which they have misused the data they might have, or they have got from somebody else. This is the issue everybody will be facing in this tech field. See, online lending, digital lending, everywhere these issues and many more issues which we have not seen will come forth. See, that's what, and I think they will be, if question is raised or reported to RBI or other things, they will be taking action, surely. See, they will not be having any proof. Internal manipulations and cooking up of records to achieve certain norms or something they might have done.
Hello.
Yeah, I think to add on to that, it's pretty a common problem in India today for the last 6-7 months or so. It is surely because of certain NBFCs that kind of take money from another NBFC, or certain banks kind of provide to NBFCs of sorts. You'll tend to find that the lending is from different set of people or different set of banks. Right, it's a very common problem. We've been seeing that on Twitter for the last few months now, and RBI does know this very well right now. So the other day I was speaking to Shri Dinesh Khara from SBI, and even he knows it really, really well that certain problems of this sort happen. The only possible way to kind of solve such an issue is surely because that a certain NBFC directly kind of gets to report that I'm lending to so and so, and not like cross lending of sorts. That's one. The second way to solve this is getting the banks into it. So till date, the big banks right now do not participate in direct lending, right? So banks can have certain portion that they give to the NBFCs of sorts, and then they lend it. Getting the banks directly to lend it eventually would kind of solve this problem, because the bank's books are now exposed directly to the lender of sorts. But that's a long way, which is what we are solving at FinSire. And the next few months, we hope to kind of get it to the limelight of sorts, that how lending can be kind of, shown in the right way of sorts. Digital lending in a sense.
Sir, adding to the point, see, this sort of mischievous things can be avoided if the ESIL things have come now. As per RBI, it is mandatory for the asset reconstruction or auctions like that thing and all. They have an option of digital signing and maintaining the records of the agreements or whatever it is done. And they take the confirmation from the other side party that they have also borrowed it. If it is extended to everybody, say like what I said, how to prove a promissory note taken in the digital form I was telling earlier. If this ESL is being utilized to render this job, it will be very efficient digital lending and time saving, and this sort of proving of things, whether say I have lent, I have not taken, these controversies will be excluded. So like say registering a property, we have a title deed. It is like something registering a promissory note. So this norm, I think, will help, and our association can pursue the possible feasibility and how to implement this.
Sir, regarding CKYC, my question is regarding CKYC. Every NBFC is required to file KYC data of customers.
Yes, yes.
But before that, we are doing business with only person who are already a bank customer. We are.
Yeah.
So it is our. Can we exempt ourselves that this KYC has been already done by that banker?
Sir, one thing. Tell me.
How will you verify whether that?
No, we are doing with only bank customer. We are taking bank account details and checks. So he is a bank customer. So before our duty, it is a duty of the bank to take CKYC.
But how will you check whether that number is a valid one that was being provided by the customer? That is the question. Is there a mechanism to do that?
No, sir, that's why I am asking. Can we exempt ourselves that this is a bank customer and he has already done KYC? Without KYC, bank will not open account, and we are taking checks and bank statement, passbook, etc. So it is sure he is a bank customer.
Sir, it is a very much valid question. See, when you apply for any mutual fund, example, you are an investor, that company reports. See, as a businessman, we will be into lot of things, having multiple bank accounts, partnership, business bank accounts, and everywhere our name and other things will be keeping in the KYC, CKYC records. Say almost as an NBFC, we are an investor, we will be having demat accounts. See, everywhere this CKYC is being updated and all the KYCs are checked. See, a system could be implemented that once a customer gives a CKYC certificate or a number, the mechanism could be developed and authorized by the RBI that with that number they can verify the physical data available presented by the customer or the application details, whether it is correct, address is intact or it is not changed. If any deviation is there, then the company can upload. If that option is given, it will be very easier.
No, I accept your contention that since he's a bank customer, he has got a CKYC. But then you need his CKYC number and you need to check it whether his number is matching his data. How do you do that? You can verify. If you are part of CKYC, you can verify. The only labor is saved that if he has already got a CKYC number, you can just check and I don't think government will allow multiple numbers. It's going to have only one number.
Sir, it is only one number. The process of uploading all the details in a detailed way. See, for PAN, if you give the PAN number, you are getting the
I get your
detail.
point. You can upload only additional data. Number will not change. Like Aadhaar, one customer, wherever he goes first, whether it's a bank or his finance company, and if he's registered as a CKYC holder, the number will be valid for his lifetime. Only you can do is, as he says, you can load additional data. Aadhaar number was not there, you're loading. Some other voter ID card number you're loading. Some other details are loading, but numbers will not change. That's why.
Sir, I agree with this point because, see, one problem occurs. See, for Chennai, CHENNAI should come. An operator may key in there in another company, CHENAI. If this comes for your name gets varied. Then a question rises. So, like this, some errors. This for an example I am saying. See, these sort of typographical errors can occur when multiple people are keying in the data. What's that? Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah. Yes, sir, I understand. Sir, I understand the problem. See, once I am having an Aadhaar card, what we are doing, we are uploading the Aadhaar number to the portal, getting a digital signature or a OTP confirmation from the client and verifying whether it is a valid one and what are the details mentioned in the Aadhaar, it is true or not. Whether any forgery has been done in the Aadhaar card. But why you need, in CKYC part, you are asked to upload all the details. The company, CKYC, whether it stores or doesn't store, it is a different issue. But unfortunately, if it stores and any mistake happens, my entire data will be changed. Which after fighting with a lot of submissions, I would have got my passport, PAN, Aadhaar, everything correct to coordinate in a single name and other things. See, this error could be avoided. See, I don't know, I even have said to RBI people about this functioning is not wise and other things. But these regional office peoples, they are helpless. It should be taken to the finance ministry or at the higher level. That I think our association can take it and rectify this multiple reporting or multiple compliance factors. say everything on a single window, like licensing for, government says licensing for an industry, opening of an industry at a single door step. Like that, this also customer verification at a single doorstep. Why, when all the data is with the government, why an NBFC operator need a third-party application or a software vendor or a service provider and pay him a fee and go and verify?
Sir, I have one doubt regarding continuation to that. The format that you have mentioned, is there a column for a CKYC number there instead of Aadhaar?
No, it is not there. No. In the reporting
But in the
formats,
reporting
they have
format,
no
they have not
number,
mentioned that.
CKYC numbers.
They have not asked for that.
In credit information reports or anywhere, RBI reporting, nowhere CKYC number is being asked. But we are asked to submit the details.
I vaguely remember when this first CKYC was introduced, we were told that the data person will be given a unique ID number. If he's not given, then I'll give one example. He takes loans from 4 companies. 4 companies filled in different names. Each customer, each borrower will have 4 different IDs and each data banks. I think we were told that they are going to give a 12 digit unique number, something like that. It is there.
What he writes is, why you ask many times to be keyed in. See, you, when I come to you, you key. When I go to sir, he keys it.
Then again we'll proceed in a systematic way. First is, if I load the data, do I get a unique number or not?
Yes, sir. Your number doesn't change.
If I get a number,
yeah,
then I can only feed data in the same number only.
sir, if mistyping or typing error is there, my data would be changing. No,
if the customer comes with a number and I am changing, suppose his address has changed.
I can
He
I
says
agree,
my address is changed, so I'll go the same number, same account, that's his ID number. There I will change his address.
No, sir. Sir, one thing. Based on these arguments, if there is a system like verifying Aadhaar, instead of keying in all the datas, it would be fine.
No, Aadhaar also there is change of address and all are permitted.
Sir, that is permitted. That you go and do it separately. Not a finance company does. Then why for CKYC a finance company does?
But Aadhaar, because for Aadhaar, the government has got a unified authority which is doing that.
Yes.
But for CKYC, the government has permitted all the NBFCs to do that, and banks and NBFCs are permitted to do. So first, as a borrower, as a citizen of India, I must say that why you allow 100 finance companies, 100 banks to change my data or feed my data?
Yes, sir.
That should be the first question.
Sir,
then.
that's what I'm
That
saying.
should be the first question then. Because 100 finance companies, 100 banks are authorized to change my data as a borrower.
See, there is
So
one.
my data is open to manipulation.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. That is the problem. Sir, CKYC, there is one more additional concept they are asking for keying in. That is, I have keyed in the number. My NBFC has keyed in the data. That data they are capturing. I have lent a loan. I have lent a service interest to, I have a service interest with that customer. So I am keying in. That data they capture. But for that, entire data need not be keyed in. No. You are, say, I am coming to you for a borrowing. You key in my data, total. What you gather from me. Because of tracking of who has borrowed from where. But for that, this idea is not good, because as manipulation of data or error in data could occur. If it is fine, get the CKYC number, key in that, so much amount has been lent, it is fine. For that reason, if CKYC is to be registered alone, then it is okay. We agree.
Sir, Thank you very much, sir, for your
It's,
time.
I
You
think,
have given us
I
plenty
have-
of food for thought, and I think within the association we'll have to discuss this, and if representation is required, we can do it.
Thank you.
sir. Thank you. I request Mr. KL
Thank you
Parameswaran.
everybody for listening me very patiently, and kindly bear with me with any mistakes or things I have come over.
And Mr. A.R. Arnachalam from Coimbatore to present the memento to the speakers.
No, this is the first thing I initially said. Even I would have said something wrong.